Oh, were we?
There we go. We're off mute.
Okay, there we go. Peace and love. Lily Christ,
Rama'at.
sister to sister. Today we are talking about child abuse. Some
Yeah.
parents need to fucking hear this shit. You know, stop abusing your child.
Damn.
Stop abusing your child.
You just gonna throw it out there like
You just
that?
gonna throw it out there like that.
I thought we were trying to understand the signs.
Oh, we're gonna throw the signs out there. We're gonna throw the signs out there. All right. Signs: physical abuse, verbally abuse, touchy abuse. You got anything else?
First of all, I just want to point out the fact that kids are very expressive beings. You know, like they absorb a lot of information, and what they like, they absorb. And then sometimes what they don't like, you can also see those actions as well. And I think often, we as parents, we sometimes try to negate what our children are feeling or saying when, we should probably listen, especially when things like abuse happen, you know. Um, I've seen, I used to work in a daycare, so I've seen a lot of signs in children that, speaks, volumes, like children that, well, let me give you an example. Okay. So I had one child in my daycare, and she was always trying to get other girls in the bathroom with her, right? So initially, if you're not aware, you might think like, oh, she just doesn't want anybody. Well, she just doesn't want to go in the restroom alone or whatever. This little girl's like 4 or 5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, sometimes you got to peep game, because what I found that she was doing, she was trying to take a particular girl to the bathroom with her. And, usually I wouldn't have a problem with it, but it seemed weird. The other girl that she was trying to force to go with her, she didn't really seem comfortable. I peeped that. Like, she didn't really seem like she wanted to go. And then when she was convinced, one of the staff followed them and saw that she was trying to touch her private parts. So, this is a true story. I just want, people to be aware that a lot of signs show up. First of all, the girl who was doing the extra, like she was too eager to want somebody to go in the bathroom with her. Like she was a very uh what word can I say for you? Not flamboyant, but she was a very outgoing girl that she always spoke. She wasn't scared of nothing. She wasn't scared to say nothing. So I found it odd, one, that she wanted a companion to go to the restroom with her, and a child companion at that. She didn't want an adult to assist her. Secondly, with the child who was, a victim to the situation, I could tell that she was, kind of not wanting to go with her. You got to peep stuff like that too, because sometimes kids want you to be their friend so much.
Yeah.
They sit up here and do what they're uncomfortable with doing just because they want friends. So that's something I peep.
So basically, she didn't want to go with her in the bathroom because she was touching her, and that got something to do with, her household probably, or stuff that she watches on TV. So sometimes it's not always, abuse in the household.
No, there was abuse in the household, because come to
Okay.
find out, because the type of person I am,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, why was she touching your private part? Like, why was she doing all this extra? Like, I'm trying to rationalize this. Like, maybe she was thinking it was something it wasn't. But I asked her, I was like, okay, so why are you doing all this? Why did you go in the bathroom and touch her? Blah, blah, blah. I had pulled her to the side by that point. And this little girl told me, I'm not going to say the name that she repeated, but it was pretty much her auntie blank blank who touches her like that. So she specifically told me, an adult who I met. She came to the daycare, and picked her up several times or whatever. But yeah, she was a stud actually. But bottom line is, I mean, I don't. That's kind of an afterthought. I didn't really want to bring out her sexuality in the situation, but at the end of the day, she blatantly told me that her auntie showed her this and that her auntie did this and she saw her auntie and her auntie's girlfriend doing that. So,
Mm.
yeah. So, children lie, of course, but like the specific things that she said, like there's some truth to it, regardless of what anybody wants to say. So I
Right.
would just look out for those signs, kids that are extra aggressive, extra, you
Not even
know.
extra for that situation. That's not your. Well, was she extra aggressive?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
telling you, she
Okay.
was so
Okay.
aggressive,
Yeah.
like she was out there. You know what I mean? Like she she pretty much she just seemed older than what she was. Because like I said, she
Mm.
was around 4 or 5.
Yeah, and also parents. If your kids seem kind of off about certain individuals, I don't care who it is, the parents, whatever, you need to listen to those signs also. You know, because it don't have to be sexual abuse; it could be physical abuse. You know, verbal abuse, and that's another thing when you talk about verbal abuse. You gotta stop calling your kids stupid, ugly. You know, things of that nature.
Bitches, hoes. I don't care how old they are.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing because you're manifesting that. You gotta stop calling them gay. You gotta stop doing all that shit just because you know a certain your child probably act this way and this way. And you, why are you calling a person gay? Why are you sexualizing your child already? You know, like you gotta stop doing shit like that also. You know,
Yeah.
and again, I mean, mentally abusing the kids, like it's a lot of abuse that comes with it. So for like the physical abuse, like I don't. Let me put my ass on the spot, okay? Because I do tap my son's hand when he hits one of my nieces, like, and he's aggressive. I don't know because he's a boy or whatever, but then again, he you know, a sibling, not a sibling of him, but you know, a relative of him is teaching him how to fight. You know, so I guess he thinks he can fight everybody. You know, and I know popping in his hand. You know, I don't know whatever, which I don't know any other way to discipline him besides that because he's only 2. But I mean, is there any other way? Like pop on the hand, I think that's fine. You know, but you know, punching a child in their chest, you know, because they did something wrong is very unacceptable. Very unacceptable. Smacking them is unacceptable. And the reason why I slowed down on that because I did pop my son, you know, because you know he just does the most. He likes to abuse other kids, so he just be doing the most, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, physical abuse. I mean, I feel like some signs of physical abuse. We saw a little bit of the signs of sexual abuse. I would say that would be sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said before, you got to pay attention to how they're interacting with children because
Yeah.
I saw the other little girl. She seemed skeptical and didn't really want to deal with it. Like I feel like maybe they've done that before and this is just the first time it's like been fully investigated, like someone following them, you know. And then by the way, there should always be an adult in that situation. Don't ever let children do shit like that. But like that was a child who I read the signs off of. Now, if you see an adult that you know your child is kind of weird about, that could be a sign too.
Yeah. Also, and there's other signs besides that, like a child. I want to say naming body parts at a young age.
Well, I mean, like
I don't know.
I give my kids the names of the body parts because I think that'll be like easier for them to express themselves. You know, like
At 2, at 1.
oh no, not 2 or 1, like because like when I'm giving them a shower, like this is like 3, 4, like when they're able to talk. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm like okay. Like yeah, make sure you clean your butt and clean your vagina. And by the way, nobody should be allowed to touch this. You know, except for me, of course, because I'm doing it. You should eventually learn how to clean yourself. But since I have to do it, of course, I'm touching it because of that. But nobody else should touch your vagina or your butt or your breast and shit like that. Like I like to say it because if you call it cookie, like what if they tell you like, oh, somebody touched my cookie, and then you're gonna be like, oh, shut up, girl, like let them have the cookie, and this is gonna be a whole confusion. Like you gotta name it. Like I feel like I would rather call it what it is. Like it's a vagina. Like don't let nobody touch it. But I mean, like, what are your thoughts? You don't think people should name their kids' body parts, or are you saying
No,
that?
they should definitely name it because I heard of a situation when a girl, I think she said cookie, and they was thinking it as you know actual cookie, but she was actually getting sexually abused. You know,
Mm,
um, But yeah, name the body parts. I absolutely right. I haven't told my son he had a wee wee yet.
Well, he's 2, so
Yeah.
he doesn't like. He's not
Yeah.
really grasping that. So
Yeah, and another thing is sexual abuse. I feel like when your child start touching their body parts per se, and it might not be sexual abuse. Like I said, it could be something that they're watching on TV, which they shouldn't be watching. But like, because I have some relatives that I change diapers on, and change them. She might, this is ill. Don't just do a lot of stuff. It kind of gives me bad vibes. I don't know, but
yeah, and that could also
yeah.
come from people like changing her. That's not her mom, and like
Mm,
they might not necessarily want to change her, so they're pretty much probably ridiculing her. Like if she took a shit, they'll probably like, "Oh, look at that! What is that? Oh,
mm.
that's disgusting." And that's probably what she's repeating also. But like she's trying to put her finger in there and do weird shit like that, then
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
that's probably a sign that maybe that's happened before, and that's what she's used to. Kids do shit that they see repeatedly. It seems like that's why kids like put their legs up automatically if they know they're about to be changed. Like I don't think that's a sign of abuse, but like you said, if you just start like, I think all kids grab at their private
Yeah,
parts.
they grab once
Also,
they. Yeah, I know that.
yeah.
They grab, but this specific one, she would lay like I would like time to change or whatever, and she lay on her back and just spread ego and just start touching like just like I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because she ain't used to do that before, but like I'll be concerned. I do be concerned about her. I don't really want to get her sometimes, but that could be a definite sign, especially if her family have a history of it. You know.
Are you taking shots?
Anyways, but yeah, that's one of the signs, and the biggest number one sign that your child is being sexually abused is if they tell you.
If they fucking
If
tell
they tell
you.
you, and if you ignore that shit just because you don't want your boyfriend to leave or any of that shit like that, you an ain't shit parent. I don't care what you say. Some kids. I don't know if kids will really lie about that. Because we didn't like our mom's boyfriend, but we ain't never say he touched us.
No.
Yeah, like we ain't never say no shit.
No.
Like we try to kill him, if anything.
Like some kids they might lie like because maybe they're sexually active and then their parents find
Mm,
out and then they try to be like, oh, I was raped, oh, blase, blase, but they won't say somebody that they know, that their parents
mhm,
know. I mean, like they won't say a mutual person. They'll be like, oh no, some dude raped me. His name
mhm.
was John Doe, blase, blase. Like now,
Yeah.
if your child is saying that they were raped or touched by someone specific, especially somebody that's close to you guys, like, why would they lie about that?
Right. They wouldn't lie about no shit like that. And I feel like a lot of the parents just don't want to believe them because they don't, like I said, they don't want to leave their boyfriends or anything like that. And that's sad. Like you choose your nigga over your child. Like you need to reevaluate yourself. Like it's sad and it's just sad. Kids run away because of shit like that. They run away because of being sexually abused at home.
Yeah.
They're being sexually abused by your boyfriend. Could be the brothers, could be, anybody. And some kids are not they don't express themselves about that situation because they're scared of the parents because they probably beating their ass all the time. You know, they probably beating their ass all the time. So we need to get this together, honestly. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying just as black people as a whole.
Yeah. Investigate. I don't care how much you like that nigga. You know what I mean? Investigate. I don't care how fast you think your daughter is. I don't care if you think that she the one who be wearing slutty shit around your man
That's
and
another
doing
thing.
extra shit. Like, first of all, who buys her clothes? But I digress when I talk about that. But like, you need to recognize that there has to be some substance to it. I don't care how slutty or whatever you raised your daughter to be, because again, you raised her. But if she's telling you your man or somebody is touching her or giving her, like raping her or whatever the fuck, you need to believe it and investigate that shit until you prove that she's a liar.
Hmm.
Okay?
Usually they're not lying. Usually, some of them do lie, but most of the times they're not lying. Need an investigation like that. You can't just not ignore your child. You just can't do that. This shit is so pathetic.
Ain't no dick that important.
There's not too much dick out there.
Yeah.
I know.
So be careful. And I know it's hard sometimes when you're a single parent and you're trying to, have other men in your life and you're trying to, vet and see which men can, stabilize your household. But you got to be careful because some dudes, they play really well. They put up a good facade and shit. And
Predators.
yeah, they be predators, So be
Mhm.
careful who you keep next to your kids and believe your children when they tell you something.
The signs, everything. Even if they can't talk. Like my son, like he can't talk, but I don't let him go over certain people's houses no more. I don't give a fuck if it's the parent for real because because him at the sound of this person's voice, he would scream on top of his lungs. So I already know something's going on. I don't care if he's watching this.
Yeah, if you have a baby that like just cries at the presence of a person, like like I mean like cry, that might be a
Like crying
sign.
in terror, like
Right.
just doing those.
Babies are simple people, if the child is well fed, diaper changed, like they pick up vibes, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So if the baby's screaming for no reason with a certain person who's had that child alone supposedly, like you might want to think about
Yeah,
that.
and some people you think you may trust them,
Yeah.
like
People might be pinching your baby on the low, might be smacking your baby on the low, might be kicking, throwing your baby around on the low. Not to mention the whole raping and child abuse shit. So
yeah.
just be careful.
And be careful. Like I said earlier, be careful what you say to your kids. Like verbal abuse is a big thing, also.
Yeah.
I used to get verbally abused.
Yeah. Me too.
I used to get my ass whooped all the time by my mother.
Hmm.
I love you, mom, but you don't have to put your glass. But because people, that shit is traumatizing. Like it's very traumatizing growing up like that. Abuse, getting your ass whooped by switches, extension cords, and stuff like that. Just because I mean, at the end of the day, I understood. I understood, but I didn't understand what my mom did. But she was stressed out and she didn't know how to handle, and her parents they sucked too. So, but she became a better mom. She did.
Yeah, mom
Kudos
is
to her.
great,
Yeah.
but like the mistake a lot of
Mhm.
single parents make is they take their frustration out on their children, and that's how it becomes abuse to the child. Like
Mhm.
we understand you and the father or your family is not going well and you're frustrated. Maybe you got to pay for everything, you got to be at two places at one time,
Mhm.
and it's frustrating. But the child has nothing to do with that, like, and you can't equate your bad day to them needing their ass beat for spilling something on the floor. So I feel like that's child abuse.
That is child abuse or eating your food. Maybe you need to feed them some more, bitch.
Yeah, if your kids are stealing food, feed them.
Yeah, just feed them.
If your child spills shit on the floor,
Pick it up.
clean it. Pick
It's a
the shit
fucking
up.
child. You don't gotta whoop
You
their
know?
ass because of that shit.
Right. And I'm talking to myself right now. You know what I mean? Because I find myself getting frustrated with me having to clean up like 4 or 5 times out of the day.
Well, it depends on the age.
It does depend on the
Yeah.
age, but like I don't ever take it to the fact where
Mhm.
I'm beating the fuck out of my children. I might tell them, okay, the maid is gone for the day. You're going to have to survive on your own because I'm not doing shit else. Is that abuse? That might be abuse. I don't know.
It's verbal abuse. I said verbal.
But I'm talking about myself.
Just
I'm saying
like-
like I'm not your slave for right now. Like I'm not available. Handle it on your own. I'm not doing nothing else.
But it also another thing, you gotta stop threatening your kids too.
Yeah.
I find myself doing that sometimes. Stop threatening them. Did I say that right?
Threatening?
Yeah, threatening them. Just stop doing that. Stop saying I'm gonna kill you if you don't do something. I gotta tell myself that. I gotta tell myself that because I'll be threatening my son sometimes. I'll be like, put it down before I kill you. But I'll be saying in a jokingly way. Is that a difference or that's still verbal abuse?
I don't know. But yeah. Our girl Superior Nay can probably give her better insight on the situation because she brought the whole topic to our situation, and a little later she's going to hop on and give us her perspective. So that'll be a little good entryway to dab in. But I just want to say it's bullshit. But oh, here she is now. Come on, Superior Nay. Welcome, Superior Nay. I know y'all ain't seen her in a long
Hey,
time.
y'all.
Hey.
I've been here, but I didn't know.
but
I didn't know I should jump on or not. Okay.
Yeah, what you think about this shit, man? Like you,
Abuse.
yeah, you helped us think about this. So
Yeah. What kind of abuse?
like,
Sexual, verbal,
yeah,
physical,
it's
emotional, all that shit.
You know, I think sometimes as parents, we don't even realize we abuse our children.
We don't. That's a good point. We don't.
Yeah.
We
I
don't know
realized
that.
it. I just said that I abused my child. I just said that I probably
evening.
tap out. That's abuse
Yeah.
too, you know, like giving up and shit. Because sometimes like I'd be so overwhelmed, and like I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like my children are old enough to know better,
Yeah.
you know. So I just be like, your slave is out for the day. Your slave has run away. Fend for yourself.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna elaborate that, but sometimes we don't know because when I be, playing with my son, maybe that is verbal abuse. Like, I mean, I don't call him stupid or anything, but I do tell him I'm gonna kill him if you won't do something. I do say that, but I'm not gonna really do it. Like, put it down before I kill you. I shouldn't say that to him.
Hey Grinch, how you doing?
Yeah, I shouldn't say that to him at all. But sometimes I catch myself when I say that. I'm like, I'm just playing, or when I try, discipline him, I probably hit him too hard. I feel bad for that, and I feel like a lot of parents make excuses on why they beat their kids' ass. Your kids are a reflection of you at the end of the day.
Sometimes we be trying to beat the us out of them.
Yeah, that's probably what mom trying to do.
But instead of changing her own behavior, though, you know, like
she wasn't. I think she beat the shit out of me because I like my dad. I mean, I look like my mom too, but I got his head shape. That's probably the worst. But yeah, like we just got to do better as parents. We got to stop abusing our kids.
Stop calling them stupid. Stop calling them ugly.
Stop sexualizing them at an early age.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people sexualize their kids early as shit. Like, oh, he's so sexy. Look at my sexy little man.
But I don't think they realize that they do that.
Because it's a mental thing.
Yeah,
it's a mental thing. Like with my son, like he cries too much and shit like that sometimes. And I was about to call him a little beep. Why you act like a little girl? But that's not acting like a girl. He's expressing his emotions.
Right.
So I'm glad I caught myself early. I never said it to him, but I was thinking it.
Right.
I was definitely thinking it.
Right.
And I'm like, why he acting like a little girl and stuff like that? He doesn't act like a girl. He's a baby. And a lot of adults do that with their kids, and they turn out to be that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
So like we gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop verbally abusing our kids too.
Facts. And Grinch pointed out something,
I can't see.
Very good. You gotta watch what you say because it causes mental challenges down the road.
It does.
That's absolutely facts, because the mental challenge is them trying to like be different than what everybody's telling them that they are. So if you're always telling your child they're stupid and telling them they're ugly, the mental challenge is trying to convince yourself that you're not when the whole world is telling you that you are, So some people they don't make it out that shit. They really believe that. And they end up being mentally challenged. Like, oh, I am stupid, I guess. Like, no, you're not stupid. You just gave up.
Exactly. Like with me, I used to call myself stupid a lot because I was raised, people call me stupid, oh, you stupid, you can't read. I mean, I can read, I'm a good reader, but you can't do math, you're dumb, just stupid shit like that. I passed my math class. That's my first thing I passed. But, a lot of people call me stupid. I honestly feel like I just broke out that stupid spell, because sometimes I catch myself, if I don't know something, I'll push it on my sister. Maybe she knows, and I should stop doing it. I'm sorry, but I broke out that stupid spell. I was called stupid. My ass used to get whooped all the time, and that makes me, I don't know. It's hard for real.
Yeah. And like it's so easy to believe shit like that when
it's
told to you when you're young
and all that stuff. I used to get called ugly a lot and shit. Like
because like you said, they still have developing minds. Yeah, Blackie, like that. That shit's crazy. Like you really internalizing that as a child because your mind is still developing and you believe everything adults tell you. So you have to really fight that.
Especially
you
your
have to fight
parents. Especially your
it.
parents.
Ooh, that's the worst. Like
Yeah.
having kids at school call you ugly, black ass, stupid, and then coming home to your parents saying the same shit.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's pretty sad, bro. But we definitely got to do better. And
oh shit, look
What?
who's on here, Dad.
Oh, I knew that was.
shit.
That's my dad on here. Y'all just got interesting. Do you consider yourself children of child abuse? And Carla called me. Okay, I'm gonna call you. My bad, Dad. My bad,
You really
Dad.
got to get on here. And
I'm
say
gonna call you.
that.
And no, I mean, it. Okay, so right now, Dad, answer yes or no. Do you want us to be honest?
What he asked, I can't see.
Do you consider yourself children of abuse?
Oh, fuck yes.
Hold on, wait, Alita, don't be so aggressive because this is we don't want it to get embarrassing after a while.
I don't care.
And we don't want to embarrass him.
I mean, Dad didn't abuse me though.
Yeah, we know Dad didn't abuse you. It's just, I mean,
No,
like
he did smack
actually,
the shit out of me a few times. He did do that.
Dad, I would say like the abuse for me was more mental than physical because I needed you around more than what you were. You know what I mean?
So was it kind of like neglect? Because that's like
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a lot of people
Neglect, abuse.
don't like equate neglect to abuse, and
That
I
is
feel like
abuse.
that
Neglect.
was abuse on that end. You know what I mean? And I know you loved us, Dad. Like I used to want to run away to where you was under the bridge. Like I didn't want to be around my mom. You know what I mean? Because she was so frustrated with y'all two and y'all situation that she took it out on us. You know, and every time I saw you when you did come around, you brought me happiness and joy. You know, but I didn't see my mom's point of view of the situation of you, you know, being out running the streets and whatnot. So I feel like if we're going to talk about abuse on your end, I think it was more on the neglected end because we definitely needed you around, you know, and I feel like the fathers being taken away from the households for whatever reason. You know, I don't know if you want to type in.
He
you
wasn't
know,
taken away from the household.
He was inadvertently, like, yeah, he made the choice, but you got to recognize the whole system of black men being pulled out of the home, you know, and like at a micro scale, we can easily say, okay, Dad, and Dad, by the way, happy birthday, dude. Send me your cash app, bro. I'm gonna cash app you.
Why?
Because it's his birthday. I meant to call him and I was at work when it was your birthday. I was working all day. I'm trying to raise funds for my bullshit that's happening in my life. But yeah, happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're here, Dad. But I mean, keep it. I mean, if you want to keep it real, just say how you feel. But for me, if you want me to be honest, hold on. Make sure you need to know so I don't pass that on to your children I have now. It's the facts. And like I see you trying to do better for my brother and sister that you have now, but like I said before, Dad, the abuse was neglect. Okay. It was neglect. Like you smacked Alita a couple of times. I think you smacked me one good time for no reason too. Now that I think about it,
Absolutely no reason.
But it's just it was the fact that you weren't around and we needed you. You feel me?
He made it good. He said something good.
He said, I apologize and I wasn't pulled out of the household. I chose to not do a lot of things because I felt like I was doing everything. However, I realize now that that is what my job was. Yeah, I mean, but Dad, at the end of the day, you have to realize, like, you say it's a choice, but I mean, if we want to be candid here, you know, drugs were poured into all communities. You know what I mean? On purpose, you know, and mass incarceration was a plan. You know what I mean? They planned on either putting men in jail or putting them on drugs or both. You know, so you were a part of a greater system, and I understand what caused you to do it. I mean, you said you felt some type of way about my mom, and that was the option back then. But you know, I think it was both. You know, I feel like if you didn't have that option, you probably would have just left and just been one of those dads that co-parent because you're an intelligent dude. You taught me a lot of things. You were always involved in my school when you were around. You came up to the school actually. You sat in the class and you actually cared. So I know you're a guy of intellect, but I feel like some options right when he was sober, yeah, but I feel like some options were presented on purpose to black communities, and I feel like drugs and incarceration were two of the biggest ones.
Okay, the Grinch said father has been taken out of the home since the Willie Lynch letters in 1800.
Facts.
You're right, but
Well, how long do we use that as an
survive.
excuse, though?
Right, it's not an excuse because like my dad just said, like he said I chose not to do a lot of things because I felt like I was doing everything. And I feel like, okay, you're taking, your responsibility of recognizing, okay, this is bad, but I'm still going to do it because I'm stressed out in the home. And, I see what you're saying, but it still caused the neglect on our part. We didn't know what it was like to see a man love on a woman correctly. We didn't know what it was like to, pick a man that actually loved us for us and not so much sexualizing everything. Like some of the things that we could have picked up from you, Dad, we weren't able to pick up from you because you gave up on the household because of, for whatever reason, you didn't feel like you were getting enough help and you wanted to do other things. But I mean, Alita seems like she's over here holding her breath, like she wants to say something. So let Alita tell her, end of it. But I just want to tell you that the question you asked, do I feel like I was a victim of abuse? Yes, and not even just by you, by mom too, because on her end it was more physical. She did put her hands on us. You know what I mean? Out of frustration again because of y'all's relationship. But you, in particular, you neglected me. I feel like you neglected me like at a critical stage where I needed to know what a man was. So that's
because I'm always picking these ain't shit niggas because of you, Dad. Okay, so I truly don't remember ever spanking you. The only person that I remember spanking is your sister, Alina, of course. Fucking course. I'm always the one to get my ass whipped. I'm always the one that got my ass whipped or whatever for no reason. You slapped me because I tried to fix the cable box one day, but oh well, I guess. But yeah, Dad, I mean, I feel like the abuse that was on you as a child, you grew up to be, maybe not a physical abuser, but mentally abusing, like making it seem like it's okay for a man to go in and out the house and shit. You disappear, we find you on the bridge, something like that. But it was fucked up. I got the worst, out of all my siblings, honestly, because maybe because I was the oldest, I don't know, and maybe because I got your head shake, I don't know. But my mom used to whip my ass because she was angry at you because she was doing everything, and I can understand as a parent because I had to catch myself with my own two kids because their dad's not really a part of their lives. And if I had a full-time dad in my life, I probably would have picked better men to have sex with. I feel like a lot of men that I've picked to have sex with is a reflection of you, for some odd reason. I don't know why. I'm always picking the ones that just, I'm not saying you're stupid because you're not stupid, but they just they choose other things besides their kids. Let's put it that way, But I just wish, like you wasn't in our life, maybe we went and got our ass whipped all the time because my mom was very frustrated. Every little thing that we did incorrect in her eyes, she beat my ass with extension cords, tree benches, brushes. She's a better woman now. She realized her faults now. But, I feel like it had a lot to do with you and her parents also, because her parents also ain't shit, so that got a lot to do with it too. But, I just wish she was there for real. Like, I was a daddy's girl. I don't see how I was a daddy's girl, but
we all were because like we just all like
we would crave that attention from our dad. Yeah. We crave that attention from our dad, and that mentally fucked us up. So I'm to the point with my kids, like, with their dads, like if you're not consistent in their life, stay the fuck out because you're not going to confuse my kids like you confuse me. You're not going to do that.
Right. He said, I must applaud your mom. She has grown so very much, and I'm elated with her happiness. That's great. I'm upset, however, that she ain't never cooked them 5-course meals for me. But again, hold on, but Dad, again, you gotta have an understanding of the wife that you took. You know what I mean? You act like you know her background, but then you are not happily able to teach her or play the role that you're better at for her. Because you know, my mom, she came from dysfunction. You know what I mean? Like she didn't really have order to her life or her household, and you know, you kind of did have at least some type of structure from my grandmother. And I feel like if you're better at something, then maybe you should have took that role or, you know, taught her. You know, I don't think, you know, the things you decided to do were the best things to do, especially with 3 children. You know, like I find myself, you know, married and dealing with shit in my life. And you know, I wouldn't never make a off snap decision that I know was going to affect my children. And I feel like that's kind of what you did. I feel like you just
Yeah,
got
that's
up
what you
left. You got up left and you know, we're done. You know, so
Grinch, I commend you ladies for expressing your feelings of respect. Thank you, Grinch. Make sure you share. You know, thank you very much.
yeah, like our YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page. By the way, we're bad at saying that.
Okay.
You know, like subscribe, like all of that.
It's hard to express yourself. You must say other mental hardship of your past. Yeah, it is.
Right, because
I'm trying not to cry like a little bitch right now, but you know.
yeah, because like it's like, Dad, I'm glad you're on here. This is cool that you actually popped up on here. It took you not hearing from me for a little bit to actually support my page, Dad.
Oh, look. What would you say? Trust me, I knew what I was getting into. However, I wasn't mentally ready for that. Well, you should have never gotten into it. We could have had a different day. You feel me? She could have fucked old dude, and we could have been somebody else's kids. You know, I love you. I'm glad you are my dad, I guess. But you know, I'm mentally fucked up. You know, because of the abuse. You know that I encountered as a child. You know,
I mean, it's not like we're mentally fucked up. It's like
I'm not mentally fucked
we're
up
making up
anymore.
for a lot of
Yeah.
time lost for being mentally fucked up in the past. Like now that we're recognizing everything that's going on, we see where you and my mom went wrong. You know, because again, you're just on here. You know what I mean, Dad? Like, thank you for supporting us. You know, and coming on here and watching us.
So
But
we get in contact with you.
yeah, that's why. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing, but thank you for coming on here to see me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people suck a lot of shit out of me. You know what I mean? Like they like to take up my time for a lot of
We
things.
don't gotta get into that, bro.
But no, I need to say this. But like when I want somebody to support me for what I'm doing, you know, like subscribe to my shit and you know do this and that, it's like pulling teeth. So like it's you shouldn't have to cut people off in order for them to you know pop up. But like here my dad is popped up on my channel, you know, and I've been you know trying to get people to like subscribe or shit. So I mean, not to say that's the reason I've really been busy, but you know, I'm glad you got me at work.
Hold on, you are stupid. You want me stupid, Dad? Hold on.
Hold on, you are stupid. You also have to realize that I was recovering from a traumatic brain injury. All my thinking was mixed up, me confused at that time. Yeah, I know.
Stupid words that this person. Okay. Dad, how long you gonna use that excuse? Your brain injury. You know. I mean, can that affect? I guess. Yeah, it can. You know, it can. You know, but you know right from wrong. You know how to read, right? You know, you know that stuff. You know what to do. So you can't always blame a brain injury. I mean, I'm glad you did admit that she wasn't ready. You know, and honestly, I felt like if you wasn't in and out and just probably either stay in or stay out, we probably would have been better off, honestly, you know. And that's like I said, that's to the point I'm with my kids that like you're not going to sit here and keep confusing my kids. Like that's abuse within itself. Like you're not going to keep doing that shit to my kids. You're not going to love them 1 second and disappear the next or not check up on them. You know, so If they keep going in and out their lives like that, it's a no go for me. I don't care. Like, so
Yeah.
It is.
I didn't even know my dad was gonna pop up, bro. I didn't even know he's about to do this, you know?
Exactly. Cause shit, I'm open. I've been abused as a child. You know, we just talking about child abuse in general, but you want to get to the nitty gritty. We are victims of child abuse. Are you a victim of child abuse?
Me?
Superior name?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, like neglect or
Yeah,
physical? Neglect. How did that affect
Neglect from my dad.
Mm.
Basically, all the things that y'all saying too. Neglect from my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's neglect. And then, you know, that could spill over to our kids, you know. Good thing we could read and write and, you know, do a lot of stuff we know right from wrong. We stop putting read and write in there like that matters. But well, at least we're breaking that generational curse. Let's put it that way.
Let's clap for that.
Yes.
Breaking generation curse.
Yes, Dad said once again, this is not the first time I've listened to you all and written on this podcast. Okay, sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
That's not the first time. But yeah, like we are victims of child abuse, and that's why we're speaking on it. I wouldn't say sexual abuse. We're not a victim of that, but we definitely know a lot of victims of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, within our family.
Hold on, do you equate talking to grown men as sexual abuse?
I don't.
No.
I like when niggas old and dusty.
No, I'm saying if we're saying that Dad wasn't around and neither was Mom because she was at fucking work. If we're saying that Dad wasn't around, Mom was at work, nobody was around, we were able to do what we wanted to. So that's when I started talking to a 19-year-old when I was like 13.
I don't want nothing to do with it.
It's not abuse.
No, I don't think that's
I mean, I feel like that's
you knew right from wrong. You knew how to read.
Yeah. Yep.
I knew right from wrong and I knew how to read.
Yep. There you go.
No, I'm just saying that because if they were actually parents and in the home and shit, maybe that wouldn't have really gone down.
But your mom had to work though. Like
exactly,
she
but
had to work, so you can't.
Exactly,
You
but
know
I
what I'm saying?
can't say that either.
Yeah.
Because Mom, I wouldn't say Mom was very verbally abused, but she tried to keep us away from a lot of shit, you know. Like she tried to keep me away from boys, you know, and that made me more attracted to boys, you know. And you know, she was very verbal. I think she was rich.
That's abuse because didn't she say like she was gonna kill us or we was gonna die if we got pregnant or something?
Yeah, so we're gonna die and shit like that, you know. But
I think that's more mental abuse. Probably.
But you know, parents saying certain shit.
Then again, it's like she probably didn't know how to explain to y'all that sex is bad. So you can't. I feel
sex
like
ain't bad though.
I know, but she probably, it's certain ways you can explain to your kids, and maybe she didn't know how to explain. Like, oh, wait till you find the right one, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
That's abuse. I feel like you thinking your kids are dumb, so you just don't explain shit to them.
No, maybe she don't understand herself. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe she don't know how to explain it to y'all. Yeah. So I feel like it's generations of Black people raising other generations of Black people where that generation really don't know nothing. And I used to try to blame my mom, but it's like I can't blame them because they don't know nothing. But then once you get that knowledge, what do you do with it once you get it?
I mean, you don't think our parents knew the knowledge by the time they got to adults?
I don't think so. I honestly do not think so. I don't think our parents know what we know now. I don't think they knew that at our age.
Yeah, I don't think Mom knew that.
I don't think they knew
it. Her parents.
Right. They was not on the same wavelength that we're on right now.
Yeah.
We can't.
How were we able to snap out of it though?
I don't know. Our spirits. I don't know. I ask myself the same. I'm like, well, how can I
leaving that people alone? That's one of
your friend has hit the nail on the head. Your mom was not very knowledgeable about a lot of things, and that's what frustrated me. And that's where I say things like I was doing all of it all the time, right? But you picked her.
Exactly. You can't expect somebody to change overnight. Now my mom is very knowledgeable, you know, and she at the end of the day, even though she abused the fuck out of me per se.
But like to Dad's point though, like maybe he wasn't like able to teach. He might have had knowledge, but he wasn't taught to teach correctly because Grandma Karen wasn't really a proper teacher. Like she was like a person that would blurt
very
it out
verbally
and like just tell you
abusive.
how it is. Like, no, you're dumb, you're doing it wrong. And that's probably how dad became his type of teacher. And I don't feel like him teaching mom certain things were, you know, sticking in her head because of how he was saying it. And then he just got frustrated and just gave up. But, you know, I don't know. I just
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of shit we've been through, me per se, you know.
we just needed you, Dad. That's like the bottom line, you know. Like if we can rewind time, like that's probably what, you know. And I see you doing better at it now because you're in my younger brother and sister's life, you know, a lot more than you were in our lives. He is, you know. Like I mean, people make mistakes too, you know. Like I'm not saying he's a perfect parent for them too right now, but I'm saying that at the end of the day, you are there with them more than you were there with us, you know. But you know, just be careful of how you teach them because you know I do see a lot of parents get frustrated, you know, and you know, I just
Yeah, a
feel
lot
like,
of parents do get frustrated. I'm just glad I'm breaking the cycle with my own kids, you know. Like I didn't give them our last names, I didn't do none of that shit. Um I'm not abusing them per se. I might spank money on his hand, but that's it. I'm not about to tear him, punch him in the chest and whip him with an extension cord, you know. Like I'm not about to do all that shit like what my mom did to me because of you, Dad. So.
yeah, and that like I love you, okay? Like let's not get that twisted. That's why I'm trying to choose my words carefully when you know I talk about this because like I don't want you to be hurt because you hurt me, you know. So I'm not really trying to emphasize the fact that you know my childhood was fucked without you. You know, like if I was going to say that plainly, Dad, like
I wouldn't say it was fucked without him. I would say it was fucked because he was in and out and confusing us.
that's what I'm saying. Him being in and
so
out.
he could have been in or he could have just stayed the fuck out.
I think if he stayed out, it would be just as bad. Though.
I don't think it would have been just as bad, honestly.
Really?
I think my kids are perfectly fine without their dads, honestly. They can find me dad.
I vividly remember Dad always calling me beautiful and pretty and stuff like that. Not so much Mom, you know. So
Yeah.
I feel like Dad told me a lot of things that I needed to hear. But then when I really needed to hear certain things, he wasn't around. You feel me? So that's what I'm talking about. You know, that fatherly love type shit. Like, oh, baby, you're beautiful. Oh, this and that. Oh, this is a long one, Dad. Dang.
Please.
I know my mom didn't say I was dumb. No, she wasn't a great teacher. She was a victim of domestic violence also. However, your mom, I am not the greatest teacher. However, I walked her through everything from washing dishes to doing laundry to cleaning and everything else as it pertains to taking care of self, cooking, everything. When I met your daughter, your mom, she knew nothing about any. Oh, when I met your mom, because that's what he meant. When I met your mom, she knew nothing about anything. Everything that she does today is based on the things that I showed her when we were together. And a parent, that shit longer than what it's going to be able to show.
No, apparently I don't do.
Yeah, apparently I don't do tit for tat stuff. I try to improve daily. Yeah.
Well, my mom, she does admit that you helped her with a lot of stuff. You know, she doesn't sit here and put you down as much as she used to. So, I mean, kudos to you. You know, if it wasn't for you, she wouldn't know a lot of stuff. But, you know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be up here. Well, I wouldn't be up here choosing the wrong man, basically. You know, so like you.
But
you
then
did,
how long do we blame our fathers though?
Right. I mean,
I don't blame it no more. It's
them.
my choice now, you know, but I had to go through two stupid niggas
Me too.
to, you know, to realize like, I need to get out of this
girls.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Parenting
growing is
something our parents learn while doing they got
That's what I was
get
trying to
better
say.
later and they will be. Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Parents
What he
is
said.
something.
What he said.
Parenting is something our parents learn while doing it. Yeah,
Mhm.
they get better later, and they were misinformed by their parents and society. Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's generational curses. Like, and I'm glad I caught myself early. So, you know, I didn't know how to love because of my parents. You know, I mean, yeah, my dad said he loved us all the time, but you know, actions speak louder than words in my eyes. You know, his
Yeah,
actions,
because you
his
tell us you
actions,
love
yeah.
us, and then now we're thinking that okay, a guy could still love us and still come in and out.
Exactly,
too,
exactly.
You know.
So my mom, she didn't really say it that much, you know, because I don't feel like she knew how to love either. You know, she was depressed because of my dad, and you know, she raised me and my sister to be masculine as fuck for real. Like, don't depend on no man for shit. Don't let no man do shit for you. Just don't, because everything that she did got thrown in her face by my dad. You know, so yeah, like I'm just saying, like we've been through a lot of abuse in our child life, and it affected us. You know, I mean, we learned it. We're better now. You know, I'm doing better. It took me 29 years. You know, it took me after my second child to realize, you know, why I'm so fucked up mentally. It's because of my mother and my fucking dad. You know, more so my dad. I feel like, I mean, at least you could have been there. You know,
Yeah.
you could at least been there. My mom was doing a lot, you know, and I see why she was upset now. You know, I see why she was upset because she was a single mother at the end of the day. You know, yeah, your family stepped in when they could and when she allowed them to, but she was a single mother. And I'm a single mother. So I definitely feel for her. I definitely get it. You know, she didn't have to, you know, beat my ass all the time, but
He said, "I loved you so much that I allowed you to be with your mom, opposed to working on getting you from your mom." I mean,
first of all, Dad, I honestly feel like my mother is the better fit to parenting us, just because of shit that you went through per se, or the shit that you was doing. So I mean, you can't just sit here and down my mom. My mom gives you kudos, you know, for teaching her a lot of stuff. So stop trying to be nice.
no, I mean, I was going to speak on what he just said because, as you just said, Alita stayed with my mom, and me and Jabari decided to stay with you. And that's when, I started doing a lot of shit. Like I lost my virginity in your hands, Dad. Congratulations. You just found that out. Okay. So I started to become sexually active when
How old
I,
are you?
I was 14.
I was 14 too.
I was 14 years old. So, I mean, that's not really a too bad of age. I mean, I don't know because I have daughters and I don't know how I would feel about them telling me they're fucking
and
at
you
14.
know, and you know what else, Dad? Like you talking about you taking me away from my mom. I mean, I understand. My mom, she was. If you talking about the whole situation, I was in Maryland and shit like that.
Yeah, what happened with you in Maryland? And I'll tell you what happened with me in Ohio because, like, I feel like again, Dad, you neglected me still.
It was definitely because of you.
You still low key neglected me still, even when I was in your custody. Because after a while, I had to go to Alima, or I'm sorry for bringing up motherfuckers' names, but I had to go to a family member's house and stay with them and be in some more dysfunction. So, like, that was not you being a better parent, versus my mom. Y'all both have your own struggles. But what happened to you? Because I heard you was fucking around too in Maryland, Alita. Like you and mom don't know how to handle. No offense, but like maybe we was just too far gone at that point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely too far gone. You know,
Yeah.
I can't say that I was out there being a little poor because I didn't know what to do with anything because my dad wasn't around. You know, my mom was around, but she didn't. She didn't know much either. So, let's read what Abdul said real quick. He said,
I didn't hear a woman
say
anything positive about my father until he died. And looking back, he was a good father.
It is women like that verbally abuse their children, talking shit about their dad. But you know, we're grown. We can tell our dad. You know,
did mom do that? I think she talked some shit though.
She didn't.
She didn't.
I don't remember her talking shit about that. All she did was show us. All she did was took us out.
Took us under the bridge.
All she did was show us. She ain't never talked shit about dad in front of us ever. She showed us more than anything what he was actually doing instead of being with his kids, and that started making me resent you, and that made me start acting out. Probably, you know, subconsciously start acting out because she actually shown us what you're doing. You're always saying that you're gonna come back, and we actually go to where you at, and you know, you rather be there than with your kids. Yeah, I know my mom could, you know, I think she was a good mom per se, but you know, she did do physical harm, but you could have left her easily. I mean, she went out, had 2 kids with me. Same thing.
He did leave and have 2 kids on her.
No, that was divorced by then.
Oh, right. I was just pointing out they both had 2 kids on one another. So,
But yeah, like I mean, like I said, actions speak louder than words. You could say that you love us, which you probably did, but your actions didn't show that.
and he said, Carla, you had super honorable grades. You did everything that was supposed to be done as a young lady. So that came with freedom. Dad, you gave me more than freedom. You gave me the whole house to myself at some times. Okay? Like, don't trust no child. Like, I'm telling you this as somebody like who was finessing. Like, yeah, I had straight A's as a child, but that don't mean shit. That don't mean leave me in the house alone, knowing that I got a boyfriend that's way older than me that'll pull up whenever I feel like it. You know, like you got to be ever present in your child's life. You know, because sometimes abusive shit can be done. Like me being involved with somebody too early when I should have been focusing on other things. Like
we were trying to find love that we didn't get from our dad, probably.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to point out. Like you can I know you can have a reason for everything that you did, but at the end of the day, like that you were back and forth in and out of my life initially, and then when you did have custody of us, you were in and out of the house consistently.
Abuse.
So I'm just saying that neglect manifested sexual tendencies out of me to where I like sex. That's all I wanted. I had a child at 17, so that speaks volumes, So when I was living in Maryland with my mother, I was a virgin, like you might say that she was a bad mom and you wanted me to stay away from her, but I had contact with a lot of boys and I didn't have sex with them because I only had so much time on my hands. I only had a certain window of time, but with you, like you would, leave me to my vices for sometimes days, if we were to be honest. So I don't know. I just feel like it's like I'm not using that as an excuse now that I'm a woman, but I recognize why I was so sexual as a child.
I don't know why I was so sexual as a child besides watching
porn and stuff.
Yeah.
But when did you start acting on it though?
I don't even want to say that.
Yeah, that's abuse too. Leaving your porn around.
I don't think it was. No, I was going through channels and shit on TV, and I just happened to come across it.
Yeah.
Some kids do that.
But now kids have cell phones and they can see HD porn. I think it's child abuse for your child to have a cell phone. I'm just throwing that out there.
It depends how old they are.
It needs to be a flip phone. It has to be a flip phone. Okay.
I just got each of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
It depends.
But that's if I work, so I'll be trying to make sure
exactly.
she gets
like that's why I say it
stuff,
depends on situation. Don't you have parental
I'm
control?
What's wrong with a track phone?
I monitor her stuff.
Everything.
Oh, so it's like parental lock?
Yes, like right now she's on kid YouTube. She's not allowed on TikTok no more, and she can't get on regular YouTube. She's on kid YouTube. Like I monitor everything.
Well,
I never said that mom's a bad mom, so don't say that. I never, ever for anything bad against you. Okay.
It don't matter what kind of phone it is. My kids are asking me for phones now when they get old enough to buy one. That's when they can have one. That's where we agree, Dad. Like I feel like no, Storm keeps asking me for a cell phone. Why?
We're not even gonna mention Storm and why. We're not even gonna mention Storm and why.
See, me leaving my daughter, like me giving my daughter her own TV is child abuse. I'm glad she broke it. I'm so glad she broke it because I found out this girl was watching kissing videos, all types of weird shit on there.
And you know what? She probably got that shit from the school. Also, schools. They get abused in schools also.
I know, but like I think it's the phone because nowadays you can talk. Like you don't even know you don't have to know how to spell shit. Yeah, she can just talk kissing or hugging people and it'll just leave. Where did she get
that from?
Yeah, I kiss her. I hug her.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And like sometimes
but that's not sexually though.
It's not sexual, but if you say it into a phone, they're going to pick up the most sexual shit up. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, kissing, hugging, or I love boys, or like my daughter has a crush on the Ninja Turtles kissing. They have fucking videos with Ninja Turtles kissing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I'm glad her TV's broke. I'm not buying her a new one. I know I made a huge mistake because now my children are exposed to the fact that, oh, now I like boys. Now I can kiss a boy. I know I can't just only kiss my mom and dad. Now kisses are for every fucking body in the world. And now I have to try to undo that bullshit. But
Yeah, I try to avoid my son watching things like that too. But he watched something, and the other day he was trying to give me a kiss. He was like,
you know what I mean? And
I
sometimes
had
we
a pop
watch
in his
it.
mouth. I had a pop in his mouth. I'm sorry. I'm like, don't you do that ever again. He stopped after that, but you know. He felt my wrath. Don't ever do that shit, you know. But he picked it off or something. Maybe because maybe I was watching something, thought his ass was asleep. You know, probably like I don't know, Marvel or some shit. You know they kiss on Marvel. But okay, so nowadays sex is everywhere. You got to teach children about sex earlier. They learn about it from other kids.
That's
Music,
true.
exactly.
That's true.
You're speaking facts right there.
That's
You're
true.
speaking facts. Don't teach my son. We turn like 6 probably. I don't know. I told they started teaching us that in school, like when I was in like 5th grade. I was in 5th grade, I
I
think.
was in 4th grade.
So yeah, but
So when are we supposed to teach them about sex? You said 3rd grade?
when they start? No, when they I guess
They didn't teach us about sex, but they tell us about the reproductive system and stuff
Mm.
like that. Because you know, some girls start their periods at like 9. I
Yeah.
know some, you know, females started their.
This is the way they eat. You know, I started mine at 11. But I say teach your kids that when they start doing certain things. You know,
Yeah.
like you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. I don't know. I don't want to say sex per se. My mom may teach me till I was like, she didn't teach me out her mouth till I was like 12. Yeah, because she asked me what a boy's body parts is. I remember this day. And I said a dick, and she pulled over the car and yelled. I said a dick.
All right, Dad, I'm gonna hit you.
But
I'm gonna hit you when I get back home.
Okay.
Tabibi got my phone. I'm
Okay,
phoneless
okay.
right now, unless you call it his
Oh,
phone.
Okay. So they're teaching them about all that stuff in grade school now. Yeah.
They're trying to teach them about gay sex too, right?
Yeah, but we're gonna talk about that on the LGBTQ show. We're gonna get deep into that shit, you know. But as you see, our dad abused us.
So, how you gonna say that after he leave? You were so stupid. You said, as you can see, our dad abused us. I mean, yeah, I think we said that pretty clearly. He clearly neglected us. Like, these are facts.
Mm-hmm. These are definitely facts. Abuse, physical abuse by our mom. You know,
Mom physically abused us. She beat our asses, and then like the psychology of it all is so deep because like she used to tell us to go get our own switch. Like you go outside and you go pick the switch. So we're just like, oh shit. And like if we get a too small stick, then she's gonna pick the stick. So you gotta kind of get it in the middle to where it's not too thick, not too skinny. That's abuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's definitely abuse. She used to hit me with brushes, the hardback ones, the wood. I call it
Extension cord.
Yeah, I remember the lady called children's service on her, and I showed them the fucking bruise. And right here. They ain't take me though, and that's what's wrong. The fucking system is fucked up. Like we can tell these niggas that we getting our ass whipped, and they still will not take us. They still will not take us at all. Like the shit is fucked up.
He just brought up something. He said, y'all thinking smoking and drinking in front of them are abuse as well?
Yes, absolutely. And that's
first of all, I smoke weed.
Oh, okay, no, okay, okay.
Hold on,
okay,
pause.
my bad.
First of all, I smoke weed, and my children see me smoke weed, and I think it depends on if you would have a problem with your children doing the same thing you're doing. So would I be upset if my children smoked weed? No. Like I hope to one day smoke a little blunt with them. You feel me? And drinking in front of them, like I don't really drink like that. But how are they to know what's in my cup? First of all,
right.
Like I see if like I'm drunk and getting sloppy in front of them, and they obviously see there's some magic juice in my cup. But I think it should be all in moderation. Like I don't bluntly like blow smoke in my kids' face. Like
that's abuse.
I have a porch. I'm like, all right, kids, like I'm going on the porch to smoke.
Yeah.
And sometimes they not dumb, but they silly asses be coming on the porch and fucking trying to follow me everywhere. And yeah, I'd be having to tell them like go back in the house, but it's not like I'm hiding the fact that I smoke. They see me smoke. Like it's weed, it's of the herb. it's natural. I don't have a problem with it, and it helps me deal with my fucking children.
But it all depends on where you getting your weed from, because I know sometimes that shit be coming from them scientists too.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
shit be
but
coming from them scientists
yeah,
too.
yeah, I get it. But
But
when
you gotta
say
grow your own weed, because you don't. They
Girl,
don't tell them what they
yeah.
putting up in that shit.
it all depends what you're smoking too. She just smoked weed. I don't subscribe to weed, but I don't feel like there's nothing wrong. I used to think it was the devil's lettuce when I was subscribed to the Bible, but it's nothing wrong with that. You know, I drink. I try not to drink in front of my kids, and which I really don't, honestly. You know, but sometimes I might. But like I said, it could be juice in there. It's not like I'm gonna give them a cup right here, drink this. You know, like it all depends. You know, but at a certain age, you know, yeah, I would stop. You know, doing it in front of them per se, but I really don't do it in front of them like that. I go to a bar, go to my friend's house, or you know, I was going to drink today for this podcast because it's a touchy subject. I'm glad I didn't because I probably cussed my dad out for real. So yeah, like, but it depends on what you're smoking, you know.
I don't think it's abuse.
Yeah, I don't think it's abuse. If you're smoking crack in front of your kids, yeah,
That's abuse.
yeah, abuse.
I don't.
If you
that,
going heroin,
we've never.
if you perky perks, popping the perky perk, sniffing the cokey coke, that's abuse.
Something that's going to alter your state of being in front of your
Mhm.
child, and they see you take it, and then your state of being has changed. Then I don't think you should do that in front of children. I'm pretty much the same when I smoke weed. You know what I mean? Like I'm a functional pothead. Like I can smoke. You know, some people are functional drinkers. You know, they can take a little shot and still be like they're not all over the fucking place.
Exactly.
So like if it doesn't change who you are, then I don't think it matters. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah.
If it don't change who you are, like my dad, it shouldn't matter at all. It shouldn't matter. If it's not gonna affect your kids, it should not matter. Honestly. Like,
I think
but
if you're pregnant and you drinking, smoking, and all that, I think that's when that's abuse.
Yeah. Drink.
What you trying to say, bitch? Because I was drinking and I got pregnant twice. So what you trying to say?
No, I'm talking about drinking during your
Your
pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
But
child
what if you didn't
abuse.
want to kill? What if you want to keep the baby?
Hmm?
What if
That's
you wanna
child
keep-
abuse. Wanting to kill your baby is child abuse.
Yeah, that's child abuse.
But they wasn't born yet.
So
How far along are you? Are you about 2 weeks?
Hold on. Are we going into pro-life, pro-choice shit? Because I think it's a lie from jump. at conception.
Listen. With my sons, did I drink with mine? I didn't drink with mine. I stopped as soon as I found out. But with Ra, man, listen, I got fucked up because I didn't want him at first, and I'm glad I kept him. You know, and I stopped early. I stopped really early. I stopped like I was about.
If you about 2 weeks, that's cool. If you want to
I
have
was
a
like
little
4 or
drink, if you
5
about
weeks.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 like a month.
I was like 5 weeks.
It was 5 weeks. You
Yeah.
good then?
Yeah, I was
cool.
good. I stopped after that. I thought I
You
realized I was not going to get rid of him.
He said my dad used to let me take a sip of beer once in a while as a toddler, maybe 3 or 4. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I dipped my finger in some wine. It was some vegan wine, and I gave some to my baby. It was like one droplet off my finger. I'm like, let's see what that'll do for him.
I did that, but I did that with mine too. I gave him some bourbon on his gums because somebody told me that would help his
Yeah,
teeth.
exactly.
You know, but is that child abuse? Did I abuse myself? Is he gonna be alcoholic?
I don't know.
Hope not. You know, but yeah,
I don't know. I think it's child abuse to drink while you're pregnant. Like, and you blatantly said that you were trying to kill it, so you were purposely trying to abuse it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna kill it with drinking. I was gonna get an abortion. But you know, I was thinking about abortion. That's why I kept drinking. Like, I ain't about to keep this baby anyway. You know, but I'm glad I did because I love my son so much. Like, that's my heart, that's my joy. I was just mad who I was pregnant by. I'm still mad.
Why you had sex with him?
I was drunk, bitch.
Stop blaming it on them.
Oh, it wasn't the liquor because everybody know if I was sober, I would have not slept with him.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
You
It
know.
took 8 years. I know. So
We're digressing.
that's my friend, but you know, whatever. He knew we was supposed to have it. Well, obviously we was, but whatever. That's another story here. But yeah, but well, that's about it. I don't think we covered everything. I think we're gonna cover actually more when we do this LGBTQ podcast, which is coming soon about abuse because I feel like you know when parents verbally abuse their kids, like I said, sexualizing their kids and stuff like that affects them in the long run. You know, sometimes they don't probably remember that it happened, but it's subconsciously in their mind already. You know, I feel like I honestly feel like I probably got sexually abused when I was younger, but I don't know that, or do I?
You
just
talking about
not telling you.
when you was in a crack house?
Why you put that?
I didn't put you just put them on blast. That could have been any crack house. They didn't even know he smoked crack until
Carly,
just,
yes, she did, because you told him they was on drugs.
I didn't say what drug. I just said, look, Alita, you're making this even weirder than what it needs to be. Yeah, let's go ahead and end this live. Well, yeah, you got any afterthoughts, superior name? Y'all going deep because we were talking about child abuse in the womb. Yeah, like
It's a lot of child abuse, but we're gonna go deeper and deeper, like later on in our podcast. Like we want to just cover some of the stuff. Like there's a lot of sexual abuse. You know, there's sexual abuse within the schools. You know, I was watching something like some of the gym teachers were sexually abusing the kids and stuff like that, and it had a guy questioning because he touched the boy's butt or whatever, and it had him questioning what is he gay or not, because he didn't know, since my butt got touched by another man, am I gay? And some people subscribe to that shit, you know. So there's a lot of abuse that's going around.
teachers definitely abuse students.
Yeah, I used to get my ass whooped by Miss Pat. When I was at my Oliver Christian Academy, she was whipping my motherfucking ass.
I got mentally abused by teachers though. Like they used to tell me that I couldn't do certain shit, like I was wrong about certain shit when I was right. Teachers do that sometimes. They don't.
Was it the white teachers?
It was definitely a white literature teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote the most perfect answers to all of her questions and took it up there, and she tried to tell me I was wrong, and I told her how, and she fixed it. She was like, "Well, okay, I see. I can give you the credit. Like, bitch, you're going to give me the credit. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, but these teachers abusing, daycare teachers are abusing.
Yeah.
That's why I can't work in a daycare, honestly.
I've seen abuse with my own eyes at the daycare. Like, they be smacking y'all's kids. I don't smack y'all's kids, but they be smacking y'all's
I don't
kids.
smack y'all's kids, but they be smacking.
I don't smack y'all's kids. They smack y'all's kids. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's why I don't, you know, only daycare my son is allowed to go to is my daycare. That's my mom work, you know, because I'm not. If somebody else hit my son, I'm going to shoot them. It's not going to. If somebody, especially somebody I don't know, you're going to get shot, you know. But yeah, I think we pretty much touched on a lot of stuff. We're gonna touch on some more stuff when it comes to the LGBTQ, because I feel like sometimes they don't know that they've been abused or verbally abused, and to the point that's the way they are. Because I used to question my own sexuality when I was younger, you know, because I found girls very attractive, you know, but it can never go. I never, you know, went that far with them, you know, but I was questioning myself, and because, you know, people used to call me gay all the time. So I was a lesbian, I was gay. I used to dress like a boy too, you know. I used to do all that shit.
That's child abuse.
Yeah, child abuse. So yeah, but we gonna get down deeper. Like we're gonna get deeper soon.
Yeah, stop calling your kids gay just because they like the color pink.
Please stop doing that.
Like, or if they
'Cause they're
cry,
not
don't
You're
call your son
sexualizing
gay.
your kids. You're sexualizing your kids already. You know, stop calling them ugly. Stop calling them stupid, because they're gonna grow up to call their kids stupid. And, you know, just stop doing that shit. Like, shit is whack as fuck. Like, I have a lot of family members who actually do that. They always calling their kids stupid, you know?
We said everybody abusive for the most part. Facts. You know, we all got a little abuse
I
inside
got a
of
little
us.
abuse inside of me, but it's not, like, to the point, like, where I need to be in jail type shit, you know? But I don't feel like you should verbally abuse your kids either. Don't be calling your kids stupid. Don't do that shit. Like,
don't call them gay just because they cry, you know? Like, you act like a
Exactly.
little girl. You a girl. You
Yeah.
act like a little bitch. Like, don't do that too.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because that's, you know, and me growing up because I didn't like boys when I was younger, for real. But my mom, I didn't like nobody. I didn't like girls or boys. I didn't do that, none of that shit. But my mom, she told me, stay away from boys, stay doing it, just stay away from them and shit. And that made me curious, you know. She told me sex is bad, sex this and that and third. That made me curious, you know. Like, to promise fucking pretty much everybody.
You said pretty much
Everybody in Forest Creek. You
Wait,
know?
what is your first memory of liking somebody though? Just liking them, like
When I was in kindergarten, probably.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was 5. I remember, like, we went to Mount Olivet Christian
But
Academy.
did I actually I just like being around them, you know. That's how I feel. I actually like being around him. It was a boy. It was a white boy at that. And it was Benjamin, I remember. But, you know, I like being around him. You know, I guess he had good energy or whatever. I don't know, but I like being around him. I mean, I wanted to have sex with him or nothing, but I did. Matter of fact, I did experience sexual abuse at school in elementary. It was this one black guy named George. He used to always come and rub my butt and this and that and third, just do the most. Like even in the Christian schools, always have my ass rubbed, just. But they got that shit from their household. They used to always try to touch me and do the extra shit, give me a kiss and shit like that. And that's abuse in the school also.
It's not enough teachers in the school versus kids at all. Y'all not watching these kids.
Exactly. And you gotta and I think I gave my parents a lot of signs, honestly. But they didn't know the signs of you being sexually abused in the schools and stuff, like, shutting down or always trying to talk to boys, always trying to, do the most, sneak talking to boys, sneaking out the house, just doing all that shit, like I shouldn't know what it. I don't know. Maybe I should have knew what a penis was, but I don't know, because they used to pull down their pants and everything, show their penises off and shit. That was definitely abuse,
How old was they?
I don't know. We was really young. We was not even the 2 digits.
This shit crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Storm when I get home.
Exactly.
Because she be pressed about school. Like, oh yeah, Elizabeth, she won't be my friend anymore. I'm like, fuck Elizabeth. Be your own friend. Love yourself, girl. But she be so pressed about these other kids. And I wonder, like, are y'all over there like doing weird shit, like showing each other body parts and shit?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Wait, I don't think
It can be true, because that's
think
what
so.
that's what happened with me in the school.
I don't think that.
And it just
That's,
you know what, my
every
sexual
situation
abuse,
is different.
every situation is different. My sexual abuse even go deeper, but we're not gonna go that deep, not until we get to another podcast, because with the family and shit, so we're gonna go deeper. I definitely was sexually abused, or per
That
se.
shit crazy.
Yeah,
Because now I think about it, little boys are nasty in school, bro.
yeah, they pull down their pants and show them.
I need to go
Yeah,
up to their
little boys
school.
is bad.
because they get that shit from the household.
But they making it so hard now because of this COVID bullshit, man. They really trying to shut parents out of the whole schooling system, period, man. You think that's on purpose so they can do whatever weird shit they do inside of there without intervention?
Exactly.
Probably.
Exactly.
I told him.
I need to go up there.
You
That's
do
creepy.
need to go up there, but yeah,
She is so pressed about this little girl not being her friend, like for real.
But then again, she's a little kid.
But there's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
too, because sometimes kids do have strong bonds with other kids. Like even in my adult years, that's why people probably try to call me gay and stuff like that, because I used to have strong bonds with certain individuals, and I was depressed that we wasn't friends no more. Not because I wanted to fuck them or something like that, because that was my bitch. I was depressed with this bitch. I was depressed with this bitch. So yeah, like, but yeah, I'm glad you knew it was coming. So yeah, like it's not. It's different. It's different.
Yeah,
Just talk to her.
I talk to her. I try to ask her how she's doing every day, but I don't really get into depth about the character she speaks on. Like I just be like, "How was your day, babe?" She'd be like, "Oh yeah, Emily, she's not my friend anymore. She said she's best friends with somebody else, and I made another friend." Blah
But
blah.
that's how kids do.
They
do.
And then they're gonna be friends again when she go back to
That is
school.
how it is.
That's how it
And
is.
also, parents, just make sure that goes back into physical abuse. Don't beat your kids' ass to the point where they can't talk to you about anything. You want your kids to come and talk to you about everything. It's not say not discipline them. Probably put their arms out or something. That's what my mom started doing. She started whooping her asses and started putting her arms out with books and shit. That's abuse. But it was a better style of abuse.
It's putting your kids on the wall abuse.
No, that's not abuse. That's just time out for real. But
Even if I make them squat.
they working out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, he said.
I think as a young boy, it was kind of normal for us to grab a girl's butt. Not everyone, but with the ones in our class, and we were
Mannish, yeah.
mannish, as they used to call it, not grabbing a girl's crotch, but yeah, they would allow us to touch their breasts over their shirts. It was like 8 or 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was younger than that though. I was younger than that, and I feel like they got exposed to sex at an early age. Like I called my parent having sex before. I did. I totally did. I called her having sex, and that made me wonder, like,
I'm
but she's
gonna-
having fun.
I'm gonna ask Storm, like, you kissing people at school? You hugging people?
She's very aggressive.
She's so aggressive. That's what I'm saying. I keep thinking about it. I'm sorry that I keep digressing the conversation, but I'm thinking about my daughter. It's just like
You gotta. That's why we need to talk. I need to stop. we just gotta stop. I had to stop using bad verbiage to my son. I never called him out his name, but I did call his dad out his name. Call him
Yeah,
a little bit bitch.
and she definitely sees me and her dad kiss.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't do that in front of kids, you know? Like
I-
it sucks, but at a
It's
certain
not like
age,
we tongue kiss like passionately. Like it's just like a mwah. Like I don't never do no weird shit in front of them. Or if they invade our space and see me hugged up, laying down and shit, they might see that.
Mhm.
Like they see a bunch of shit.
Yeah, maybe she wants that. But you got to think, why does she feel like she wants that? Like, is it
I be
something
telling
that?
her dad to hug her more and stop yelling
Yeah,
at
because
her.
that can be it.
Y'all fathers love on your daughters, bro, so they don't be trying to deal with these ugly ass little boys out here, bro. Like you gotta love on your daughters. Like show her what a man is supposed to look like and feel like, so she doesn't equate a man to a little boy in her class. She's gonna want to grow up and be with somebody that's like you instead of trying to find the shit everywhere else.
Exactly, because I
So-
felt like my dad was in my life consistently. I would not had kids by these niggas I got kids with now.
Right, you would be able to
You
peep
know?
game. Like my
Yeah.
dad would never. Like what
Would
the
never
fuck?
exactly. Ew.
Like,
the fuck?
but then now you're like, oh, my dad always does this. It's
Exactly.
okay. Like,
Exactly. You know,
the
so
fuck?
you gotta show your kids love. You know, and shout out to my baby dad somewhat. You know, hopefully you guys do get better with being more interactive because I'm definitely to the point. If you're not consistent, you get the fuck out. Honestly, like, and that's how I feel. Y'all don't see me pressing the issue towards y'all niggas no more, and that's for a fucking reason. Cause I'm peeping game. So, just want to get that out there. So yeah, I just want. I'm probably gonna get a text message.
Yeah, dad want me to call him after. I gotta go to work after this, dad. I'm leaving. I gotta go to the bar after this, and I don't have my phone.
Exactly, but yeah, we just got to do better as parents.
You a
Like,
bartender?
and sometimes we don't. We like she said, we do not know that we're abusing our kids. You know, I catch myself now when I be ready to backhand my son, but he only 2. I gotta remind myself he's only 2 years old. He's a fucking kid. He's gonna put food on the wall. He's gonna spill shit on the floor on purpose. He's gonna throw shit down the stairs after I just cleaned up my house. You know, like he's gonna do it. He's gonna piss on the floor. He's gonna do all that shit. He's a boy. He's aggressive somewhat, and you know he's just doing what kids do. You know, have to you gotta remind yourself of that. You can't just whoop your kids' ass every time they want something. Every time they throw something on the floor, you can't just do that. Now, after a certain age, you know, you start talking to them about it. You know, and if they continue to do that, yeah, probably make them do a squat or something. I don't know, but don't sit here and hurt them. You know, don't sit here and hurt them.
Yeah, they already scared of you anyway. Like you usually don't have to hurt kids. Usually all you
Yeah.
gotta do is scare them little motherfuckers and sit your ass down.
Yeah, my son ain't scared of me. I'll be trying to yell at him. He'll take me back.
My son is like counting down the days to where he's taller than me. Like every day, like, oh
Damn it.
look, mom. My mom was like, what the
Mom told nigga beat your ass.
like Steve, are you trying to plan on overthrowing me and your dad or something? Like, what's going on here? Like, what is your point?
Exactly. So yeah, we gotta do better. Like, this shit is crazy out here. You know, my abuse reflected on abusing other people's kids that wasn't even mine. You know, like it did. It did.
Watch that too. Like, if you know a person that's had a fucked up way in life, and then you bring them around your kids, like peep that also because they might project that onto your children. You know, like especially if it's not their kid. Like, be careful with the step parents in general, bro. Like, shit's crazy.
There's only 2 guys I know where I stay at. You know, that I dealt with is my kid's father because I don't want nobody around my kids like that for real. This is people I know and care about. You know. But you gotta be careful who you bring around your kids also, because they could be touching and feeling your kids and shit like that. And then I'm gonna have to get my gun, I'm gonna shoot these motherfuckers. So you to keep yourself out of jail, just
I meant to have my gun out too because
Yeah.
I was going to show like this is the best medicine for pedophiles.
yeah.
You know, abusing our children. But I left my gun in my purse.
Yeah, I was thinking about bringing my gun too. But
Yeah, I was gonna have it on my lap and just pull it up.
I didn't want to.
But-
But yeah, we just gotta do better. So, but yeah, we summed it up for the most part. We definitely get more in depth when we talk about mental health issues
Yeah.
soon.
talk about.
We're trying to get our verbiage together so we won't sound so offensive to other people. You know, I don't know why we should really care, but I think we should care because
I can care.
that-
You cannot care, Alita. Like
I mean,
that's
I
you.
care because I talk to people, you know, and you know, I'm trying to get a better understanding. You know, they whatever we talk about it later, but you know, I try to get a better understanding. I think I think I'm pretty cool with some people. You know, they're correcting me with my verbiage. I would tell them that they're correcting me with my verbiage. I'm trying to do better. And yeah, but
Any last thoughts, ladies?
no, there's no last thoughts. I think we pretty much saying stop abusing your fucking kids before they come out retarded like me.
And me.
Yeah.
Or just sit and take a, deep breath and reflect on what you just did to your kid. Because maybe sometimes people don't know or recognize. what they're
Right,
doing. So
yeah, like that's true too. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
next time, before you beat their ass, before you cuss them out, just take a deep breath. Because that's what I'll be having to do. Let me take this deep breath
Mhm.
and just chill and
And even if you already did it, just don't do it next
Yeah,
time. Just
just don't do it
recognize.
Just
again.
try to not do it
Yeah.
next time. You know, try not to beat your. It's hard. It's hard
hard.
because that slave mentality in our head that we need to beat our kids' ass because how we got whooped back in the days. You know, I was there back in the days. Just to let you know. But this is how we got
Kill me.
whooped. They killed my motherfucking ass. So I'm listening. But you know, that slave mentality. You know, us whooping our kids because that's how we got disciplined and shit as slaves. It's still passing down. You know, it's still passing down. We gotta stop doing that. Honestly, like I wish some of my family members stopped doing that to their kids, calling them stupid, dumb, you know, retard, hitting them every time they want to eat some food because the bitch ain't feeding them. You know, shit like that. Shut. You know.
That
So-
be the main reason too. Like it's either they hungry or they just dirty. Like that'd be the two reasons.
I know because crazy thing. Yet the other day, my son was just screaming on top of his lungs. I said, "What the fuck are you screaming for?" I was like, I didn't yell. That's what I wanted to think. I said, "Monty, stop screaming, put it down, stop screaming." When I find out his ass was shitty, and I changed him. Then he wanted to eat afterwards. You know.
There it
So
is.
now I know. I'm like, okay, I'm learning something. You know.
But that
So
you
it's-
see that with
yeah.
adults. Like that's when I'm so mad. Like when my house is dirty
Mhm.
and I'm hungry, or if I'm dirty, like I'm just not the right person. Like
To
I'm
be
just
around.
not in the right state of mind. Like I'm always pissed as fuck. Like
Mhm.
so, just think about that shit. Just make sure your child is clean. Make sure they
Mhm.
fed, and I think that'll be beautiful.
Yeah, it will be beautiful. All right, well, that sums it up, ladies. Thanks for watching Sister to Sister, Lily Christ.
Rama Ox.
superior name.
All right. See y'all next time. Like, subscribe, react, motherfuckers.
Can y'all just go to Twitch because we tired of it. I'm blocked on Facebook, honestly. So yeah,
All right. Peace and love, y'all.
peace and love always.